Welcome to episode 1. Here are my recap here of season 1 of the Continental Soccer League. So, we're gonna go over the results of this league. I think if you already saw the championship, you would have saw that the Deltas already won the first one here. But I want to obviously look at what happened before that in the league. So we're gonna look at the Eastern Conference first. Shocker, the Cosmos did make it to this. Did make it in, however they lost. So that meant, but in the end, actually, they made it into the Eastern Conference final where they would lose to Pittsburgh. So yeah, Pittsburgh made it onto the cup, to the Continental Cup final. Then you had Louisville, and Puerto Rico, who I guess made it in as well. I don't really know. For the four, actually, I guess I'll just go over the results. We had the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, who made it to the final. They're currently led by Justin Moram from Iraq. He joined them. He's currently on loan from Columbus. So, yeah. Then you have Hector Jimenez as well. He's a former player from Columbus. He recently joined. He's on loan as well. 11 goals, 14 assists. Pretty much Columbus has been a little bit interesting because I think they are affiliated most likely. Yeah, they are. So that, of course, means that pretty much all the players wanted to leave. Their head coach is Dave Brandt, whose only real accomplishment is managing. He actually had never managed a team before this, it looks like. Or at least if he had, I don't see it here because, I guess he didn't. And yeah, and as you can see, they're a pretty big team now, or at least they're gonna get larger, obviously. But they win the first ever MLS Cup. And after the Riverhounds, you then have Louisville City. So as you can see, all their team is on vacation. They already lost, but their most valuable player is Ilya Illich, whatever. He started off at Kukariki, and now he's formerly played for Louisville in the USL Championship, and he's still a player for them. This time on a much larger and grander stage. The Cosmos, of course, still exist. Their best valued player is Teal Bunbury. Currently, he formerly played for the New England Revolution, but then now he has joined the Cosmos. And then along with that, you had Kellen Rowe. And, yeah, he's also from the Revolution. And then you have Puerto Rico Football Club, again, another team here. Their best valued player is Connor Doyle, who is actually from Darby County. Then he went to DC United, then Colorado for a year. And then now he is back in Puerto Rico. Or not back in Puerto Rico, never played for them before that, but whatever. Long Island brought in Colin Murphy, who I'm guessing he was a transfer from former Fort Lauderdale and Team Wellington player who's the hell team. I guess, no, that's a New Zealand team, so, yeah. I thought for a second, I got them confused with Wellington Phoenix, in case you're wondering. But yeah, Rough Riders probably shouldn't have made the playoffs, but they're not that good anyway. Same with Miami United, their best player is Wellington Feliciano, who was already with them. I'm not actually sure about that, but it looks like he might have been. He formed with AC Milan and Grêmio Osasco team. And by the way, that team, that's in Brazil. They're like a lower division Brazilian team somehow. And then they also have Greco from Sampdoria, but I'm guessing, already started with them, so whatever. And then now we're in the Western Conference here. The winner are San Francisco Deltas. I think you've watched them a lot before. They brought in 4 very good players. Nicholas Gordopsov. He was brought on a fee from Hapoel Tel Aviv. And then you have Bourgeois. Bourgeois is our next player. He's a former League 2 player, played for Cartel Lusitano, so now playing the 3rd division, but there you go, I guess. And then after him, you then have Zucchi, or Rafael Zucchi. He was bought from GFL in the Brazilian National 3rd Division. They probably have a better name than just GFL, but, you know. And then Donnie Cruz, lastly. He's a former player from the San Francisco Deltas. 3-0. Or no, he scored 3 goals, and that's about it. I don't really know. Or no, he's currently playing, whatever. Then there's North Carolina FC. They don't really have any players over $1 million value, but they do have. We'll go over the best player, Matt Fondy. Currently, he is not a transfer though. He originally was with the Carolina Railhawks and now just joined North Carolina here. Al-Badawi is another player, but he pretty much played with the Railhawks / NCFC for their entire career. The Atomic were a very shocking team as they actually finished No, no one really finished that highly. The Western Conference is not really that good for the moment. But yeah, none of the best player is Charles Rankin, who's from Zambia, and well, he's kind of just bounced around all over the place. But he was at Hoffenheim for once. He's apparently a Zambian international, which I mean, you do you, okay. Which I mean is a little bit interesting, but I guess you do you. And then literally no one's on Vancouver. They literally have half their team is like gone. I mean, their best players are regen who just generate out the team because they needed someone to be there. So, but their key player is Dunsunge, who is a former who's actually no, he's a real player who played for them. So whatever, it doesn't really matter. And by the way, they made the playoffs. So yeah, that's interesting. And then Laguna are the same story. They don't really have much in terms of players. And then I'm guessing the same thing with Dallas. Yeah, they only have one player on their team, Dwayne Edwards, and they literally made the playoffs. Just because the other four, like Bears, FC, by the way, have a full team. It's just not that good. So I guess the player on Dallas was better than the whole freaking team, which was interesting. Either way, the Deltas won the first ever Continental Soccer League title 3-0 over Pittsburgh Riverhounds. And then in case you don't know, the previous video was the final. Pretty interesting. Pittsburgh played Highmark Stadium, and then you have the Deltas who currently play Kazar Stadium. So yeah, there you go. I guess they've won an MLS Cup, MLS Shorts, and one Western Conference title. And then for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, they've only won an Eastern Conference title. So yeah, and yeah, that's about it there. And Chicago Magic, they have won. Chicago Magic are looking records. I might head to them just because they're a PSG affiliated team, which is very interesting. They don't even really have a. Did they even get in the youth academy? I mean, that might not have generated yet. I don't really know. But yeah, their only player is Alexis Meva because they literally don't have anyone else. By the way, they're actually not even that bad for league. They're not even the worst. The worst team was the Dutch Lions, who got 3 wins the whole season and just. And by the way, they also have a team. They're just not really that good, so that's interesting. And then you have Boston City, who again they don't only have one player, that's Vieira. Well, I guess is better, so I don't know. And then you have the Las Vegas Mobsters. I mean, none of this really matters. I just want to go over it. And I guess we'll just enter. Well, it doesn't really matter. The USA Hall of Fame. Okay, there is a USA Hall of Fame. So let me just see how that looks. How do I see the Hall of Fame? Looking at the best manager currently in the U.S. We're looking for a manager. It looks like Mark Dos Santos is one of them, as he is one. He's the best one in Continental Soccer League history, obviously. He's obviously the best one. I'm gonna ask if anyone for a Zeri manager. Yeah, Hasiev. Cool. There is Hasiev, who's a Zeri person. He's the best manager from there, and then Bhutan, you have no one. Cool. And then Nation. Okay. I'm just looking at this because why not, honestly. It's somewhat cool to look at, so yeah. Ukraine, the best manager, Lusescu, and whatever, it doesn't matter. Anyway, that's gonna be about it here. I hope you enjoyed. Maybe next season I'll manage a team just to make it interesting. I might manage the Magic because they're sponsored by PSG, which could be an interesting idea for a team here. They have a lot of value probably because they're affiliated with PSG. So yeah, but anyway, yeah, that's about it here. I hope you enjoyed. Apparently, they even have some players who played for them, but no, that's just a fire player. What the hell? Anyway, I mean they haven't even played for them. They just played for Chicago Fire under 23. I mean somehow they already have club legends. Like I don't know how. Was this them? Were they formed with the under 23 and then just split off? I don't really know. It looks like every single player is counted as a clinical legend. Just didn't even. I mean, this guy didn't even freaking play for them. Like how? Anyway, it doesn't really matter. I guess these are just PSG legends who maybe somewhat played for them. It doesn't really matter. Well, I guess may or may not have played for them. Or maybe they played for the Fire and Thunder. I don't even know why I'm rambling about this, but you know, it doesn't matter. How I make the video longer, and I want to see, have they declared do they have the MVP already? Let me just check that. The MVP, well, no, they haven't declared the MVP yet. Probably should have done that. Probably should have done it before. Now, looking at the history, how do I look like the 11, or best 11, or whatever it is here? Looking at the best 11, you have a couple of players here. You have this guy from Deltas. You have you have Bunbury from Cosmos. Then you have Feldhaber and Ibsen from the Cosmos. Bourgeois from the Deltas. Jimenez, I'm pretty sure is that, yes, from Pittsburgh. And then you have Cosmos, Deltas, Cosmos, and then you're from the Cosmos. Goalkeeper. I think the Cosmos, if they pull it out, they have 6-4, and then Pittsburgh just has 1, because why not? North Carolina doesn't have any. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the episode. I know I've said that probably a lot. I was going to end it off, but I decided to ramble a little bit longer. We're managing Chicago Magic next year, probably. Anyway, goodbye.